It doesn't have the sensitivity of a frog. And from that moment on, that set the tone of the entire marriage. Why? You don't understand communicational differences. This is where the breakdown between husband and wife usually occurs, because a woman is talking to a man as if he is a woman, and a wife is talking to the woman as if she is a man. Now you see the difference that are there. And this is why you find after a while there's nothing to talk about, because you just get so angry. In fact, you'll find the man will be wondering, why is she always angry? Anything I say, she's always angry. Am I right? Those who are married, if your wife is very, they dare not say anything. You know why? The minute they say, they're going to get in trouble. The point is, regardless, we accept the fact. Those of you who are not yet married, you might think this will never happen to you. I'll tell you it will, okay? I have got people who come to my classes who are single, waiting to get married, and then some of them, after marriage, it's like, oh, yeah, it's different. It's different right now. And then they begin to realize that what I'm saying is well. Those of you who are married, you understand, then you make the adjustments that are there. Communicational differences that are out there. One of the things to realize is, again, this is what God has put inside, because these are physical differences that have been observed throughout. In the earliest years, girls talk more than boys, and one study, even in the hospital nursery, shows that female babies have more lip movement than boys. So now you understand, right? In terms of words, we women always win, hands down. So what do men always do? Women, in a quarrel, women use our tongues, men use what? Their fists. You understand? Am I right? That's why you have to watch that tendency. Women, we rein in our tongues. Men, you rein in your hands. That's why you notice beating occurs, because he can't fight with you on that level. He just, you know. And women are very provocative, huh? I remember going in to do follow-up with this lady, and she was at blue-black in her eyes and everything. I said, what happened? He said, I provoked my husband until he hit me. Which is true. But this lady has a very sharp tongue. And the husband has always been very quiet anyway, you know. But you see, these type of abusive relationships never need to occur. You recognize this is our strong point, and that's their strong point, and you learn how to adjust to one another, okay? And so a Harvard preschool program, in their research for communication differences between the sexes, they wired one playground for 4-year-olds, boys and girls. So they listen, you know what they do, they listen to all these things, and what they found out was that 100% of the sounds made by little girls were audible, recognizable words. That means we talk in language, whereas for most boys, you know, it is only 68%. For little boys, 68 were understandable. The rest of the remaining 32% were either one-syllable sounds like, huh? Or sound effects like vroom, yeah, zoom. Typical, right? And this propensity continues all the way into adulthood. So when your husband is trying to read the newspaper, good morning, how are you? And you wonder, what is this guy you're married to? What he's trying to tell you is, I want to read my papers, leave me in peace, can or not? So women learn to translate some of these monosyllabic grunts that they give to you and realize, leave him alone, he's not ready to talk yet. Even in marriage, okay, these things occur. It is a very unusual husband who knows how to love his wife the way she wants to be loved all the time. But that's something you're always struggling to. And women, you must help them. And so you put yourself in that position where it's not difficult for them to learn to love you. In fact, I find men more easygoing than women. I'm sure you all know. We women are too particular. You marry a husband like you, you'll be in trouble. Huh? Okay? Anyway, the next thing they discover, special education teachers know that 9 out of 10 speech pathology problems involves men. Men just have a problem in communicating. Actually, the reason is not that they have a problem, it's just they don't have a need to share as deeply and as consistently as women do. Remember, the need is built into women, it's not built into men. They really don't have that type of needs. That's why you notice you always want to talk and he always wants to sleep, or he wants to do something else. But you see, when you recognize that, you make allowances for that, and he will think you are the most wonderful wife in all the world, and he'll boast about you everywhere, which is what you want. Isn't that so? You fulfill your need to talk with your girlfriends, can or not? Now you know why we have lots of girlfriends. So you're talked out. You talk out 90% and you leave it, or maybe just talk out 99% and leave that 1%, and that will fit your husband perfectly. Okay, you have to find out ways to solve this problem, because remember I told you these are differences that are out there, and in order to make sure there's less things that cause your relationship to deteriorate, this is what you learn to do. I mean, women, you know, can we talk? Sure, and then you go ahead. You call a man, can we talk? They'll say what? About what? Where men are concerned, facts are a major part. And what that means is when you talk to a man, you need to understand how you talk to one. I learned how to talk to a man so that I can talk to them on that basis. But after that, hey, go back to women. I'm more fun talking to women. Am I right? True. But when you want to talk to men and make sure that they listen to you, make sure that facts comprise whatever the basis of the things that are there. Now, the next thing is to realize is that we speak different languages. What does that mean? Not that you speak French, I speak Portuguese, but it's true. It's almost as if that's the case. The language that a man speaks is manese, okay? And the language that a woman speaks is womanese. What do we mean by that? In roughly 80% of all homes, men primarily relate to their wives using what they call the language of the head, whereas women tend to speak a language of the heart. And you ask yourself why? Because of the changes that takes place in the fetus of a baby boy, when he's still in the mother's womb. Recent research has shown, now many of these things are very recent only, you must understand, because we're able now to do infrasound, infrared, you know, and see the baby inside the womb. So recent research have shown that women have unique thought patterns. Dr. Frank Duffy of Boston's Children's Hospital discovered sexual variations in the brains of apes, monkeys, birds, rats, and children. He recorded the brain activity of boys and girls still in the womb and found that even there, they were on two different wavelengths. Now remember, if that's the case, that means the change is brought on by God. Specifically, medical studies have shown that between the 18th to the 26th week of pregnancy, something happens that forever separates the sexes. Using heat-sensitive color monitors, researchers have actually observed a chemical bath of testosterone and other sex-related hormones wash over a baby boy's brain, and this causes changes that never happens to the brain of a baby girl. Remember, this is what takes place while in the womb. The human brain is divided into two halves or hemisphere connected by fibrous tissues, and the names are there, we don't need to worry about that. Once the hormones come, floods the brain, it causes the boy's right side to recede slightly, destroying some of the connecting fibers that are there. And so one of the results that occur in this case is that a boy starts life more left brain oriented. And so what does you find? Remember, we're talking about generally. I'm sure all accidents do happen. You find some of these more effeminate men and more manly women around. But generally, this is what occurs. So a boy basically starts life more logical, analytical, factual, and aggressive, whereas women, we access both sides swiftly, and we tend to be more feeling oriented, relational, and we tend to score in language and communicational differences. Now remember, this is a difference that God has put inside, and so we need to respond to that in every way. Okay, and so this is the reason why that when women talk, we always speak the language of our heart. And what we love to do is we love to share our thoughts, our feelings, our goals, and our dreams. And our natural skill in communicating often makes us very sensitive to small things, whereas that others are thinking and saying and feeling. That's why as a woman, we are, you know, what you said hurt that person. The guy is totally hurt. Hurt what? Don't even know who you hurt. Hurt your spouse, hurt your children. You don't even know a thing. And that's why when husbands and wife cooperate, especially when he said something that's hurt either your son or your daughter, instead of getting angry, and sometimes if you have a very good relation, you can tell, hey, you know what you said hurt the child. So he can go, using your superior knowledge, go up to the child's bedroom and just go and make it right with the child. You understand? That's how you work together in raising up children as well. Okay, anyway, let's just go on with the others. When you understand that, you learn to bridge both worlds in ways that are there. A very good way of telling you, showing this difference is this. Men, when you come home from work, you say, I saw an accident today. That's all you say, right? Immediately a question, oh, who did it involve? Oh yeah, you maybe, oh, it's just a car and everything. Did anybody die? Yeah, there was somebody injured. Who was it? Was it a girl or a boy? Long hair, short hair? What dress? What color? What this? And you went, what? I only saw an accident. Don't ask me anything else. Oh, that's all I wanted to tell you. And after a while, you learn you never dare tell your wife anything because she'll shoot thousands of questions about